Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your boy Mr. Box Office from Mr. Box Office TV, back with another video, back with another show for you today. And on the show today, which is a very impromptu show from Mr. Box Office, and impromptu so surprising that it's going to be a short, sharp show. And the reason for this show is I've got to ask a question to everyone. Fans do not want Jack Grealish, but have you looked at our squad? And I told people, when people said to me that we were not ruthless enough, when I said I was not ruthless enough, well, people said I was waffling, eh? I was waffling. Yeah, we're getting straight into it because it's only going to be a short, sharp show. And I'm waffling, yeah? I'm waffling so much that we've got a squad like this. Oh, reality check. Reality check. Yeah? Reality check for those people that said to me I was waffling. Well, let's talk about waffling, yeah? Let's talk about waffling, yeah? Because right now, I'm looking at a squad that is not good enough right now, right? That finished 17th last season, that people were criticising the last manager for. But the same energy is not for this manager. The same energy now is talked about the director of football. Who was talking about it first? The main event, the professor of truth and entertainment, the ratings killer. Yours truly, everyone's leader and knows what he was talking about from the very get-go. The main event, the professional truth and entertainment, Mr. Box Office. And if you don't know, you should have got to know already. Because look at that squad. And people are saying, oh, you don't look good enough here. Oh, my gosh. I don't like any of those players right now. I don't like any of those players. Oh, I'm really worried at the moment. A squad that couldn't even cope with 2 games a week last season. Oh, but I'm not worried about the defence, even though the defence always got injured last season, like Romero and Van der Ven. Poor, yeah, they were played properly, yeah, they were. But, you know, there's only so much you can dress it up sometimes. You know what I mean? It's like there's only so many times you can dress it up, you know? Because, again, people said the same thing. It's like, oh, there's too many players just with potential. Potential, I was told. Oh, potential. Yeah, it's backups. That's what it's called. It's backups. People just don't want to hear it. They don't want to say it. It's backups. People do want to compete. But when I say we need players to compete, oh, no, Alex, what are you talking about? That's not unrealistic. That's really unrealistic, really. Oh, we don't want Grealish, though. We don't want Grealish. We don't want Paulinho. Yeah, we don't want Douglas Luiz. Yeah, they're washed. We don't want them. You know what I mean? We don't need those sort of players. Oh, you're not realistic in the head. You're not realistic in the head, are you? You're not realistic in the head. Oh, really? Really? Oh, really? Let's talk about the squad. The squad that everyone's telling me that, oh, well, we can't be ruthless. George Albert, youngster. Brendan Onsi, who made a mistake in the last game. Rodrigo Bentancur. Yeah? Rodrigo Bentancur, that reject from Juventus, yeah, that didn't play in the games because he was injured. Again. You know what I mean? Again. Yeah. By the way, 1 year left on his contract as well. Okay, yeah, cool. Again, going back to that scenario again, if Basuma and Bentancur have a really good season, they haven't signed a contract, right? First part of the season, going into January, what have they got now? They've got 6 months on their deal. Left on their deal, right? So they can go anywhere else. They can go anywhere in Europe, sign a new contract, right? And we don't get no money for them. And then we're saying that we need to sell to buy. Oh, make sense of what you will, but we can't be ruthless. That's the thing. It's like, oh, it don't make sense. You're waffling, but you can't be ruthless. Okay, cool. That just puts that to shame right now. So see, look who was talking the truth again. Yeah. Jamie Donnelly couldn't even get into the team last season. Kevin Danso, okay, he's a good player. Archie Gray, the player that couldn't even play in midfield last season. Playing everywhere, all over the pitch rather than his own actual position. right? So he's going to be good enough for the Champions League. The Champions League. I'm not talking like anything else. I'm talking like the Champions League. Yeah, not Europa League, not Conference League, Champions League. Because I think people forget, as Europa League Europa League winners, by the way. So we're not just some other team that just not just some other team. You know what I mean? We are Europa League Cup winners, and we could even win because it could be possible. It could be possible. Anything can happen in football. You know, anything can happen. We could be Super Cup winners, and if we're Super Cup winners, we've even more got a tag on us right now. Even more. So we can't act like a little team then, can we? We can't. Let's go on. Luca Gonta, another youngster. Brendan Johnson, the below average, Raheem Sterling. Right? So you want to believe in that one, yeah? Kinski, yeah? I don't know who's worse, Kinski or bloody Vicario. You know what I mean? Mohamed Kudus, who still needs to improve. Right? Wilson Alderbear, James Maddison, who's only chink in the armour at the moment. Poro. Let's be honest here, it's been underwhelming. Needs to step up. Richarlison, that below average, Emil Heskey. Right? Is anybody seeing what I'm talking about here? Is anybody seeing what I'm talking about here? And then I'm seeing on shows saying, oh, it don't look good at the moment. Oh, no, I'm really worried about that squad. The reality is checking at the moment. Oh, my gosh. I'm really frustrated. at the moment. Okay, right, okay. Funny that, because when I said my concerns about what I was saying at the moment, that we weren't being ruthless enough, people looked at me like I was in another planet. I was on another planet. Really? Are we doing this? Romero, who's twerking to leave, but all of a sudden I wants to stay. Oh, that's good. I should be grateful for that, really. Pape Sarr saying that he's not good enough in midfield, but he scores goals. Heung-min Son that looks washed, but we say that Grealish is washed. Makes sense to what you will. You know what I mean? Solanke, who's injured. What a surprise. £60 million down the drain. Richarlison, ironically, £60 million down the drain. You know what I mean? It's just absolutely ridiculous. Vucevic now is good enough. He's good enough all of a sudden. Udogie is now the best left back in the world right now for Tottenham fans because we don't have another left back. Oh, what? How ironically, because we don't have people to compete with him. That's why. And then we're saying, oh yeah, Julian Kulusevski will be fine because we've got Julian Kulusevski. Oh yeah, okay, cool, yeah. But what has he done for the last how many years? Oh, he looked good for the first 5 minutes. Like I've gone to the red light district 5 minutes. Sorry, I need more. Bergvall. Oh, he has a few moments. Okay, great, mate. I've seen more from youngsters that other one the kids that do it all game. Talk about Wharton to me. Give me Wharton all day long. Brighton do it every single day. You know what I mean? It's an absolute joke. And when people told me, some people say, oh, we don't want to criticize Son. Yeah, call themselves, oh, the hitman, whatever they are, right? When they're not the hitman, they're just the flop man. Yeah, who just twerk for other shows. Yeah, go on other shows to make themselves relevant. Yeah, right? I don't really care. Because at the end of the day, I'm really on one right now. I don't really care. It's Monday morning and I'm on one right now. Yeah, I'm on one right now. Now you're seeing the main event. Cook, bruv, cook. That's what it's called. Cook. Yeah, because we've got the most deluded fan base in the Premier League by none, and it's proven it right now. And then people say, oh, we got. Why is Thomas Frank not getting backed and everything else? Well, look at history, bro. I don't need logic. Look at history. Yeah, I bet you any money, right, that we're getting in signings late in the window. beginning of the season. Because that's what Daniel Levy does. That's what Daniel Levy does. Do. That's how he does business. And if you don't know that, you should have got to know that already. And that's all I've got to say. To the fan base that had a go at the main event, told me I was deluded. Yeah. I was in chats, people telling me I was chatting shit. Yeah. Oh, they don't want to watch my show. They don't want to do this. Don't want to do that. Don't want to acknowledge the main event. Well, you didn't acknowledge me last time when you ran me off shows. Yeah, you didn't run me off shows before. And look who's correct then. Yeah, they forget that though, don't they? They talk about Dan, they talk about Sava, they don't talk about the main event because the main event was always right. Always right. And he's always right about Mourinho, always right about Conte. Yeah? And he will be right now. He's got 18 months. Mark my words. Thomas Frank. And unfortunately, that's a fact. Because history is what tells you what are facts about this club and the way we act. And the fact is as well, it's funny. It's funny now. It's funny how now the club, right, are now looked at, the microscope is on the Johan Lang. And what was I talking about a long time ago? I said it on Irish Hotspur, I got laughed at the building. I said it on Football Heritage TV, I got laughed at the building. But what were they talking about on the Spurs Review show? Oh, that's what it's talking about. And you don't, like I said, it always comes true. There's a wrestler called Karrion Kross. He's in the WWE. And I would say I'm one of those sort of people. I say things in little corners. I talk in little corners. But when I say stuff, it always comes true. It always looks like it comes true. And that's it. Thomas Frank has got to prove himself. Thomas Frank has got to prove himself. And that's it. 2 games a week, he hasn't proved himself. He failed at Bromby. He has to prove himself. That is the point. You know? And like I said, some people in the chat have just said it how it is. I'm not selling out to make myself look good. But unfortunately, these YouTubers want to sell out to make themselves look good. I don't do that. That's not me. Never been me and never will be me. And get that right. So now time's up. Short, sharp show from your main event, the Professor of Truth and Entertainment, the ratings killer, and yours truly. And if you don't know, you should have got to know already. So big up to everybody in the chat. You know how it is. You know what time it is. Keep liking and subscribing. You know what time it is. And that's it. And as always, as we wrap up this show, and we end this show like always, if you didn't know, get to know, support your boy, Mr. Box Office, subscribe and like, and come on, you Spurs. And we're out.